News just coming in that Priety Zinta has released a statement on Facebook after she returned to the country. She says she is exhausted but happy to finally be back home in Mumbai. She goes on to say, "I'd like to apologize to the media, but it will not be possible for me to make any comments or statements as this investigation is still on. Please cooperate and please don't call my staff or friends non-stop. They've requested me to make this appeal to you on their behalf." Rohit Kilnani is with us on the phone line for more on this. Rohit, you were fortuitously Rohit Kilnani is with us on the phone line, and I can confirm that from my producer now. Rohit, you were fortuitously recording a report on Priety Zinta when her car happened to pull up at her residence. And we were talking about whether she'd make a statement. She now says it's not going to happen to the media. Whatever I have to say, in effect, would be only before the police.
Definitely, this makes it very clear that she's, we saw earlier in the day when she landed, she avoided the media at the airport, she avoided the media at her residence. Now it's very clear that she does not want to clarify her stand or anything that's got to do with the case through the media. She will record her statement. There's a provision under the law where even the police can be called to her residence to record her statement. So that looks like a possibility. But yes, as the media has been, taking reactions from Bollywood celebrities because no one has been talking about it, she's also cleared that and requested people to not call anyone of her friends or her staff, so that she made that clear through this statement. But now it's clear that Priety Zinta doesn't look like anytime soon will be talking to the media, because she knows there are really tough questions ahead.
All right. Rohit, at this stage, of course, she's saying that she doesn't want her friends and her staff disturbed either. And that's understandable. I mean, in a situation like this, there are many questions and with Priety Zinta herself refusing to answer some of them, those would be the people you reach out to.
Definitely, and that what you said is exactly right. But now that she's come back, people from the fraternity must have gotten in touch with her and told her that this is the kind of reaction they are getting. Everyone wants someone or the other to respond. But that's where I think she came out, and also along with informing the media that she'll not be talking, she also said that please do not get in touch with my friends or my staff.
And it's also reached an interesting stage because Priety Zinta's her written statement that we had access to earlier seems to be at odds with a testimony that was provided to us by one eyewitness. He says that Priety Zinta and Neswade were never less than 2 rows apart, and that a physical altercation that Ms. Zinta alleges never really took place.
Pierre, I didn't get your question. If you could repeat that.
Hello? Can you hear me, Rohit?
Pierre, I didn't get your question.
Sure. So, at this stage, it seems that Ms. Zinta's written statement is at odds with what was told to us by one of the eyewitnesses in the case, because he says there was never a physical altercation between Ms. Zinta and Ms. Wadia. So there will be questions about that statement that Ms. Zinta made earlier.
Definitely, there will be questions because, actually there are two different CCTV footage cameras that have been captured. So one, of course, shows that they are sitting in completely two different shows. There wouldn't be a possibility of them talking or having an argument but there is also another CCTV footage which shows them close to each other. So maybe that's the one that she's talking about when she's referring to that in this particular complaint that she has filed. But yes, you're absolutely right that there are some serious questions. What the Mumbai police also has suggested that they would like to take Priety Zinta to Wankhede Stadium, to that particular VIP box where this actually happened, so that they can reconstruct that and again match that with the other side, so that if at all there is any gap, they would like to fill those loopholes and also understand who in this entire story out of the two is right.
Rohit, help viewers get a sense of who the police have spoken to so far. It includes a few BCCI officials, we're told.
Yes, they have spoken to BCCI officials. There were 2 other witnesses that police said that the Mumbai police said they would not like to be named, and they were waiting for Priety Zinta to come back. So I think BCCI, of course, has played a very important role here because this happened at a match and not anywhere outside. So of course BCCI officials were questioned. There were 2 eyewitnesses. These of course have to be people close to them. Since it was a VIP box. These will be people either from Priety Zinta's side or Nest Wadia's side, or some team co-owners who would have been invited. But as Priety said, this looks like this must have happened a couple of times. Because that was her statement initially that said that this has happened in the past too. So definitely, there must be a big number of people who must have actually seen all these things.
And Nest Wadia, of course, at this stage, he isn't making any lengthy public statements, but it was very clear from his representatives that all these allegations, he completely denies them.
Yes, and also, since the Ravi Pujari angle came in, the Wadias have been quiet and they have been mum about this. They have not been talking to the media. They have not been clearing their stand. We haven't heard, in fact, before, when there was a report, when there were reports which said that Wadia Hospital has filed a complaint against Priety Zinta, next day, in fact, on the same night and the next day, Wadia's management came forward and clarified, approached the media, made sure they clear their stand and inform the media there's no such thing. So they did approach the media when they wanted to, but now that this has taken a completely different turn, they have been mum about this.
So Rohit, at this stage what we know is that Priety Zinta will be meeting the police tomorrow. They've asked her to record a fresh statement.
Yes, after the time was 48 hours. So it looks like today, of course, as we know, Priety Zinta has been home. Tomorrow she will be recording her statement, maybe at Marine Drive or maybe at her own residence.
Rohit Kirnani speaking to us from Mumbai on the latest. Priety Zinta releasing a statement saying she will not be talking to the press anytime soon, that the case is being investigated and therefore she would like to only speak to the police. And as Rohit was mentioning there, that statement to the police is expected to be given tomorrow, where they will take a detailed deposition from Priety Zinta on what happened.